When history repeats, how disasters shape the world. Welcome. We often think of disasters as isolated events, shocking moments that shake the world, leaving chaos in their wake. But what if history isn't as unpredictable as we believe? What if disasters, whether natural or man-made, follow patterns and humanity, time and time again, walks the same path? Take Pompeii, for example. In the year 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, unleashing fire and ash that buried the city in an instant. It was devastating, frozen in time. A freak event, right? But history tells us otherwise. Nearly 1800 years later, in 1815, the eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia unleashed an even bigger catastrophe. Not only did it destroy villages, but it also changed the world's climate. The following year, 1816, became known as the year without a summer. Crops failed, famine spread, and mass migrations began. Sound familiar? It should, because history has a habit of repeating itself. And it's not just natural disasters. Wars do the same thing. World War I was called the war to end all wars. It wasn't. In fact, instead of bringing peace, it set the stage for World War II. The Treaty of Versailles humiliated Germany, sowing the seeds of resentment. Nationalism surged, economies crumbled, and political extremism took root. Within 2 decades, the world was at war again. Only this time, the destruction was far greater. The mistakes of the past were not just repeated, they were amplified. Even pandemics follow this cycle. The Black Death in the 14th century wiped out 1/3 of Europe. It was one of the deadliest plagues in history. But did we learn from it? Not really. In 1918, the Spanish flu killed more people than World War I itself. It spread rapidly due to mass movement during the war, just like the Black Death had spread through trade routes. Fast forward 100 years and we faced another global pandemic. The causes may vary, but the results are eerily similar. Fear, misinformation, economic turmoil, and a desperate scramble for solutions. So why does this happen? Is it bad luck? Fate? Or is there something deeper at play? Humans are wired to learn, but we're also wired to forget. After every disaster, there's a period of rebuilding, optimism, and progress. But as time passes, memories fade. The lessons that seemed so urgent begin to feel less relevant. Precautions are ignored. The warning signs are dismissed, and then inevitably history repeats. Yet here's the paradox. While disasters destroy, they also create. After the Black Death, the Renaissance was born, reshaping art, science, and society. After World War II, the United Nations was formed, and the world saw a new push for international cooperation. Even Pompeii, once a tragic ruin, is now a window into the past, teaching us how people lived before disaster struck. So, maybe the real question isn't why history repeats itself, but what will we do when it happens again? Let's talk in the comments. Have you noticed any patterns in history? What lessons do you think we're forgetting today? And if you found this video thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe. More fascinating stories from history are coming soon. See you next time.